everybody. Christian Van Buren here, co-founder of Ripple Effect Fatherhood. And so let me just get right into it. I am, as always, super excited for this next interview that we have. We have two individuals who are very close to me personally, but also two individuals that I really respect and look up to as fathers, and as the in the way that they have embraced their fatherhood journey. So yes, I know that this interview will impact at least one person out there, and that's all we aim to do here at Ripple Effect Fatherhood. So I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. But just a little background real quick before I let them introduce themselves. One of the gentlemen, he is the son of my mother's twin sister, and then the other one is the son of my dad's twin brother. Right, that's a little hard to grasp, so that's why I have to say it slow. But yes, for those of you who don't know, my mom has an identical twin sister. My dad has an identical twin brother, and they all just happen to have sons, right? And so, all right, so enough about that. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, we will start with the oldest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Cotto.
My name is Raymond Van Buren. I'm the second. My father is, as he just mentioned, the twin boys, and which Christian, man, I remember Christian when he was so young, man, about probably about 3 or 4, running around, big head. His head still swole. But yeah, man, I'm honored to be here. Yes, I do have a little girl, Rayleigh Van Buren. And shout out to her mom. You know, we doing the do when it comes to taking care of Rayleigh and making it happen. And so, yeah, that's me. I'm Raymond the second.
Amen, amen. And then Cuzzo number 2, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? My name is Arial Cotto, father of 3 amazing kids. I have 2 girls, 1 boy. And I just want to shout out my queen, Christiana, because, hey, she is the glue, all right? Amen. She keeps everything in order and together. Little bit about myself. Hey, right now I'm in the mental health field. So I just feel like the mental health field is very important, and I have a passion to help people. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Man, well, hey, I know everybody is definitely glad to meet y'all. I'm honored to have y'all as my cousins. But more importantly, as you both know, you guys are brothers to me. And so, but the point of today is definitely to highlight you as fathers. And so just to give everybody a little background info, the 3 of us all had very similar fatherhood experiences growing up. And this isn't to diminish or talk down about anybody at all. However, what really is important to me, and what really blesses me, is the fact that we've all grown into the fathers that I guess we wish we had. And I don't know if that's the right thing to say. At least it is for me, and I hope that is for y'all. But for me personally, you know, not to say that I'm the perfect father. However, you know, I'm just glad that I have a chance to be the dad that I wanted to have growing up. And so, you know, with that being said, I'm not going to harp on that too much, because, you know, the point is to really just be just to spread positivity around fatherhood. And so that's really what I meant by what I was saying, is that you guys are a positive example of at least for me, what fatherhood looks like. So without further ado, I got some questions for y'all, okay? And we're gonna start with the wisest, right? The one with the biggest beard, because that just shows wisdom, right? But so, cousin Raymond, what are some things that you enjoy most about being a girl dad?
Oh man, the first thought that comes to mind is watching her personality. you try to pick up on, who she's going to be more like, and then what direction she wants to go in. For example, she wants to do cheer. Took her to a basketball game. I love basketball. Thinking, well, I'm finna get into basketball. She finna be right here, my little mini me. The whole time she's watching the cheerleaders. Really, the game. So it's just like, I really enjoy watching her character develop and her talent and what she really wants to do, and knowing that I can play a role in helping her get there, if that makes sense.
I love that. I love that. And just for the people out there, you did play college basketball, right?
Yeah, I played a little bit at Sterling, Kansas, D2. And then I finished off with my degree in business management.
There we go.
Nice.
I love that.
Nice.
We're gonna have to hoop whenever you come out here, man.
I'm ready.
Definitely.
Get the old man now. I can see it now.
Oh man, I love it. So okay, that's beautiful. And just to touch on what you said, something that I haven't experienced yet that you mentioned is watching that personality. So that's you bringing that up is something that I'm definitely gonna look forward to, because my son is only 6 months old, so he's got a personality, but something that I'm actually looking forward to even more now is, and I'm sure a lot of other fathers and young fathers out there who watch this, they're going to be looking forward to watching that personality shift as they get older. So I thought that was really powerful that you brought that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love it already. I love it already. Okay, so Ariel, deeper question. I guess this is kind of deep already. I didn't realize that kind of get deep, but I guess it depends on how you answer, right? No pressure. Right. No pressure. But okay, so explain the emotions that you feel waking up every day knowing you have the privilege of being a father to your 3 kids.
Honestly, no words. My emotions are all over the place, I guess you can say, because I wake up seeing my 3 little ones grow each and every day, and each and every day they are getting just taller, smarter, and so I'm just very, very happy and blessed to be in their life. So I guess to answer your question, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade anything in my life for the world, because my wife, my kids, they pretty much make who I am, if that makes sense. But yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it did. And
Okay.
I think you just created a new emotion called wouldn't trade it for the world. So that's, hey, because honestly, I realized as I was reading the question, I was like, I don't even know if I could put a word on it. And Raymond, I don't know if you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's something you wouldn't give up. It's just it's the best sacrifice you can make.
Man, yeah, yeah. So I like, and I agree 100%. So I just think that we all agree that there's not a word that describes the emotions. But there is a sentence, and it's wouldn't trade it for the world. Right? So we're just gonna stick with that, and we might have to add that to a dictionary or something somewhere. All right, Raymond. So in your opinion, what is the significance in your role as a father in Rayleigh's life?
A significance.
Yeah. And real quick, my bad. I put a note in here just to kind of further clarify as far as like what I was meaning. Like, what are you able to provide that would otherwise be more difficult for her to learn if you weren't in the picture?
Well, first off, a lot of times I just know my first mind because that's just my gut feeling. Then later on I might alter it, be like, man, I should have said, but what's more authentic is what comes to mind first for me. The first thing that crosses my mind is, what example do I want to be for another man to pursue her? Because I'm big on being family oriented, and a lot of times it's hard to find those gentlemen still opening doors. I still date my daughter. I take her out, especially on Valentine's Day. It's like, but she knows we have daddy-daughter dates. And look at her. she about to start.
She gonna say hi if she want. Hey, Raymond.
Hey.
What's up, beautiful?
This is what you call getting her hair done by Godmom right now.
What's up, pretty girl?
I've been in it. But she, yeah, I guess she knew I was.
No worries, no worries.
So, but yeah, definitely. If I wasn't in the picture, I feel like she'd be missing the substance of course, you got Christ. You know, you can go to, you know, if you're a spiritual follower of Christ, then of course you can use that as your role model. But as far as what we have here and what's surrounding us, I definitely feel like she would miss out on how did my daddy treat me, to know what to go after or what she wouldn't allow. You know, my dad never talked to me like that. You know, so I feel like that's the first thing that comes to mind, is to be that role model as far as what her husband or should be better than her daddy. Definitely.
Right. So. Man, you know what? That's powerful. And I really like that, because, and I like that you use the word pursue too, because for me personally, obviously I don't have any daughters, but when I hear you say it like that, it also kind of says something in my mind that, you know, you want her to have a level of self-respect too, that whenever it comes time to, you know, for her to maybe, you know, consider a relationship with someone else, a male, right? You want him to be the guy that says, hey, I want to pursue you. I don't want it to be easy. Like I want to actually pursue you and earn my way into your heart, right? Like, I just thought that was powerful that you said it that way. And you know what? I was gonna just, and I hope I said that right. You know what I mean? Like I hope
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and honestly, I was just gonna roll into Ariel's next question, but you having 2 daughters, I just want to hear your thoughts on that as well. Like I definitely want to hear your thoughts on, you know, what you're able to provide in your daughter's life as well. Just because, I mean, I know that's big for you too. I feel like just because I know y'all both, like, I feel like y'all's answers are very similar in on that question. What do you think, Ariel?
Yeah. So, as far as that, you know, with me, I had my oldest daughter at a young age, and let's just say having 2 girls, it changed me. It changed me because it makes you look at life different. You know, let's be honest. You know, as teenage boys, we're all knuckleheads. You know, so it changed me and it made me look at life differently. For example, I asked myself, would I want my daughters to be approached by the guy I used to be? You know, and so of course I don't want that. You know, I want them to be approached by a gentleman, like Raymond was saying. And you know, that's one of the things why, you know, I just take every day as a blessing being in my kids' lives and my daughters, because I feel that daughters, they need their fathers. You know, I'm not saying that sons, they don't need their fathers, but I feel like mentally speaking, it can have a huge impact on a daughter that has her father or that does not have her father. And so I say that because I've seen it. You know, growing up in Chicago, we can relate to, you know, we've seen, you know, daughters that didn't have their fathers versus ones that did. And you can kind of see those 2 roads that they follow. And so, yeah, I'm a very affectionate, you know, person. So with my girls, I'm always hugging them. I'm always giving them a kiss, and I'm always letting them know, like, hey, you can talk to me, because I want to be, of course, I want to be, you know, dad that is firm, fair, and consistent. But at the same time, I want to be that dad that when they do become teenagers, they can talk to me about anything. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Raymond was saying, and I feel like I'm a little all over the place, but yeah, that question got me.
No, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Like Raymond said earlier, I like the authenticity of these interviews, which is why, I just wanted to roll off the top of the head. I don't really tell you the questions. I don't give you much time before we start the interview to think about your answers, just because I don't even rehearse myself. I just get on here and I just want to be authentic, because at the end of the day, that's the world we live in. You know what I mean? We live in a world of authenticity. So, it's real out here, like they say, right?
Definitely.
But no, okay. So Ariel, so I guess, my next question for you was this, based on your own experience with fatherhood as a child, what positive lessons have you learned and applied in your role as a father?
So, wait. So the beginning of that question.
My
Go ahead
bad.
and repeat that.
I know I asked that, and I asked that in a bad way. Okay, let me. Okay, what positive lessons have you learned and applied in your role as a father, based on your experience with fatherhood growing up?
Okay, with not having my father.
Right, exactly. So,
Okay.
and obviously I didn't want to put that out there, but that's why I said based on your experience, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, there's not a secret that, you didn't have the presence of a father. So based on that experience, right? Because we already mostly know what negative things that causes, right? But what a lot of people don't look at is, hey, what can I gain from this? How can I benefit from this negative experience and make it work for my good? So basically, that's essentially what the question is what positive lessons did you learn and apply in your role as a father based on your experience?
I would say, so I remember in high school, that's when it really, really bothered me not having my father in my life. And I used to always have hopes of, maybe I'll see him, I'll meet him. And, it never happened, of course. And so I told my mom one day, I said, I refuse to let my kids grow up like that. I refuse to let them grow up without having a father. And I said that I don't understand fathers that do that, because I was frustrated. I was upset. And it just taught me to not let anything come in the way of raising my kids and being there for my kids. And not having a father, I would say it forced me in a way to grow up fast, because having being the man of the house, it was my mom and my younger sister. I saw it as I needed to be their protector. I saw it as, hey, you're not gonna mess with my mom or my sister. And so yeah, that's pretty much the mindset that I have. Like I told, I have the mindset ever since I was a teenager that family is important, and no argument, no situation is worth walking out on your child. So yeah.
Man, first off, I want to thank you for being like for first off, thank you for sharing that part of your life, right? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that can relate, you know what I'm saying? And so thank you for that. But also, I think for me, what I got from what has stuck with you and what you were able to transition into your role as a father, and make work for your benefit and the benefit of your family, is learning to be a provider, right? Even though I guess you weren't like the main provider in high school, you took on that role because, hey, there was nobody else doing it as in a male, like as a male. And then also being a protector. Those things kind of go hand in hand. You learn to provide and protect. And then you learn the value of family, right? Because any family missing that male father is essentially not a fully put together family, I guess, for lack of a better words. Like if you have a puzzle a family puzzle and you're missing a piece, then it's not fully put together. Can you still function? Can you still see what the picture is supposed to be in that puzzle? Yes, right. Any family can still function without the father. However, when that last puzzle piece is put in there, it completes the picture and it's more clear for anybody else to see. So you learning the value of family by not having your dad present, I think, and you having that mindset in your own family, I think is essential. And I hope that somebody out there who also who hasn't met their father or doesn't know, who just had that piece of their life, that puzzle piece missing. I hope that they can be blessed by that. And I know they will. And so thank you for that. And Raymond, for you, same question, Cuzzo. Do you want me to ask it again?
I think I get it pretty much.
Okay.
Not having a father, how has it impacted us in a positive way?
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say I'm kind of just piggybacking off cousin Ariel is you don't want another kid to experience that void. That void is something that sometimes it takes forever for a person to get through that. And then some people just never get through it. They just learn how to cope with it. It's never really gone. So they cope with it. But as you live and you have kids, it does push you to be a better man than what you wish you had, kind of like what we mentioned. Because I always joke, I do a lot of joking to cope through pain. But for most people who don't know, but my dad and your dad, Christian, is, they're deaf. They can't hear or talk. So when somebody is talking about their dad, I'll joke and be like, well, my dad ain't never said a word to me. Hey, he don't even listen to me, but it's a mechanism that I use to say, it's not too late for me to be a better dad who listens to my child and who talks to my child. The damage that was done it can be repaired in me, but I can use my daughter as well to make sure she never get to feel that. So she's very fortunate through our pain, the three of us, our kids are very fortunate to not have to worry about that in a sense because of our experience. If that makes sense.
Man,
I would like to.
Go ahead.
I would like to add to that if you don't mind.
Yeah,
sure.
So what Raymond just said, it just made me think about how as people, and as men, we want to leave a legacy behind. And so I feel like that legacy starts with fatherhood. And I feel like we're setting ourselves up now, being in our kids' lives, to leave that legacy behind because they're going to be a reflection of us, And so when they see with them seeing how we are as fathers, our daughters, they're going to look at, okay, this is the type of man that I should be, allowing in my life. And then our sons, Raymond, your son one day is coming. All right.
We all want them. Yeah.
Our sons, will see, okay, I want to be just like my dad. But, in our eyes, we're like, okay, yeah, you say you want to be like us, but we want them to be better than us. We want them to be a better version of us. That's how that legacy is put in place. And that's how we end up leaving a legacy behind.
Man, well, amen to that. And I'm glad that you brought up the word legacy, because, and just to kind of put my thoughts from both of y'all's answers into one. Raymond, you talked about, it pushing you to be a better man. And there's so many things in this life that, if you look at them the right way, they can push you to just to be a better person. Right. And that's kind of something that we were talking about a second ago when, how you look at negative situations. Right. All of us had a similar experience with fatherhood growing up. And so you can look at it one of two ways. You can look at it as a situation that you can choose to keep you stagnant and not, pursuing a better life for yourself and for your little ones, or you can look at it as a positive situation, or not a positive situation, but you can look at the positives in the situation that you can take and apply to your own life. And so all that, I think, comes together to kind of create your legacy, right? Like your legacy is created based off of the choices that you make. And so the choices that you make start up here, right? And so when the thoughts that you have behind things that happen in your life, your thoughts behind the experiences that happen in your life are really what creates that legacy, right? Because your legacy is really just a journey of, it's a journey, right? It's a journey that you live out, and then whenever you leave this earth, your legacy, your memory, just the way you were, people that knew you, like that's what's left behind, right? And so anyway, I kind of got off track with that. I feel like, but like that, basically legacy and, using experiences to push you into being a better man or even a better father in this case, I think is powerful, and is a great answer to the question that I asked both you guys. So I appreciate y'all for that. That was great. And then, so, and Ariel, last question for you, since you brought up, having a son, right? I wanted to ask you, since you brought that up, what is one important lesson that you want your son to gain from experiencing you as a father?
Oh, wow.
Like just one, like amongst all of them, I just want you to kind of pick out one that, picture you and your son. Maybe he's, I don't know what age you said. Let's say he's 30, right? Say he's 30 and he's about to step into fatherhood. That's why I said 30, because you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna push it out. He has time.
Yeah.
But let's say he's 30 and you're sitting down with him and you're like, hey, this is one lesson that I hope you learned from me when you were growing up, that I hope that you would apply into your own fatherhood journey.
I would honestly say that, man, honestly, I would tell him not to beat himself up about failure, because failure is normal. And failure does happen, but what matters is that he keeps going to accomplish whatever he did fail. Because I feel like, I can't speak for every man, but I know for myself, I hate to fail, and I want to make sure I'm always doing the best, being the best. But of course, I can't be the best in everything. It takes practice. So that's what I would throw out there to him, and I would explain to him, and hopefully he gets it.
I know you don't, I like that. And honestly, I only plan on asking this question to Ariel just because I threw the whole son thing in there, but I also want to ask you, Raymond, like,
Hey,
and I don't know if you can either answer at like as a lesson that you'd want to teach Rayleigh, or, if you had a son, you know what I mean? I'll let you kind of answer that how you want to.
hey, I was gonna piggyback off him. Same verbiage, just kind of flipped a little bit. Because when you asked that, the first thing I said was, what would I want my son to remember about his dad? And the first thing that came to mind was just never quit. And like you said, it's normal to fail, but never quit is the key. That's the only way you really lose, is when you quit. It's normal to fail, things don't work out, but you always keep pushing. So for me, I want my legacy for my son to be that my daddy always had a drive. If he looked at something and he thought about it and how can he do it, he'll figure it out, but he never quit. So, that's pretty much, that's, like I said, just kind of twisted a little bit, but on the same scale as what Ariel was just speaking about. So, yeah.
Man, what a blessing. What a blessing. And then I'll just give my last 2 cents on that answer, and then we'll ask the golden question. Okay. Yes, I love that you guys both talked about how to handle failure, keep going, never quit. It's normal to fail. These are just notes that I just but when it comes to fatherhood, I think that y'all's answer is so important, because fatherhood is something that you can't prepare for. Like, you can prepare, but you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what to expect. Whenever you're about to become a father, whenever that baby's about to be born, you're just there, right? And you're going to fail at some things, right? Like, or at least it'll feel like you're failing. However, like you guys were saying, like, because see that whenever people hear never quit and it's normal to fail and keep going, they think about, sports, they think about just stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. However, for all my fathers out there, like, apply those same principles to your role as a father, right? Like Ariel was saying, don't beat yourself up, especially when it comes to fatherhood, because this is something that all of us we all have our struggles with fatherhood. This is something that we all are learning as we go. And so the things that you guys just highlighted, like I said, and I'll repeat them because they're that important, right? Handling failure, keep going, never quit. It's normal to fail. Those things applied to fatherhood. I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong, because if you have that mindset and you're applying it to your role as a father, then you know that there's going to be times where you feel like you failed. However, I'm never going to quit. I'm going to keep going. Something that I learned, something that I heard from another guy on a podcast was fail forward, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to fail, but if you're going to fail forward. Don't fail and then step back and quit, because then you're stepping back. Or don't fail and then not go forward and you're just standing the same. Fail forward, learn from it, move on, go forward, and apply the lessons that you've learned going to the next day, but anyway, I thought that was golden. That was golden. Thank y'all for that. You guys answered that question. You guys exceeded my expectations. So, all right, last question for my wisest cousin, I guess. I was trying to think of the way to say it. I was gonna say something about the beard. I was gonna say something about you know what I mean? Like the wisest of us three, right? Yeah. The one that's been on the earth the longest.
There you go.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and what would your superhero name be?
Superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's deep. I thought you asked all the deep questions.
That's the golden question, man.
And this is supposed to be a fun question, I guess.
It is. That's just the question that I throw in there to hopefully just kind of make us different than every other interview out there.
My superpower name would be, what would I want to do? Well, since we're talking about fatherhood, I say to create more better fathers. I say that, but also have the ability to press reset or restart on those who were damaged.
Ooh,
sharp, right? So what we do is you call me Razor Ray.
Hey, that's hard. You said Raisin Ray?
Razor, like a razor. Razor Ray. Sharp as a razor. Razor Ray.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
No pressure, Ariel. I don't know how I got through that one.
Oh man, it's all good. I had time to think about it while you were talking.
Man, while my grades was starting to highlight.
Man, what grades? I don't see no grades.
Right? Hey, that's the beauty of being the oldest. You get to go first. Yeah. All right, Ariel. So so if you could have any superpower, what would it be, and what would your superhero name be?
I would have to go with mind reader.
Okay.
For the superpower. And the reason why I say that is because not everybody's honest with what they're feeling, what's on their mind. They might, try to just beat around the bush, you know what I mean? And so if I had this power, I would be able to know what's really going on in the person's mind, and if it's doable, help them in any way that I can. If not, and they're just, being selfish or whatever, I'll just keep it moving.
Yeah, there you go.
But my name would be Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
So I went with Peacemaker because I love peace. I love family. I love peace. And I feel like when it comes to family, you can't have it any other way besides wanting peace, even though you might not get it. But peace is the best thing when it comes to family.
I love it, man. Blessed be the peacemakers, right? For they will
Oh
be
yeah.
called children of God.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, let me ask y'all this before I close us out. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Hey, I'll just say, hey, thank you for having me. I enjoyed this. And hey, Raymond, it was nice officially meeting you. And I look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Likewise, man, we the triple cousins here, man. You got the twin mom cousin and twin dad cousin. Man, this is actually an honor, man. This is and Christian, shout out to you, man. Keep doing the thing. I don't know if a lot of people know. I think I would encourage you to share a clip of you seeing your dad after how many years? 18 years?
16. No,
Years.
I shared it on our page, on our social
That's
media page.
awesome. Okay, well, good, man. But yeah, this is just a good highlight to see that with what you're doing because your father was absent, you know, and this is just you helping those who may not know how to deal with those struggles or that void. So, man, shout out to you, and like I said in the beginning, to Rayleigh and God, everybody that's been in her my corner because being a father, you know, you do need that female presence. And her mom has been on point, her godmom, my sisters, man. So yeah, I leave it at that, man. I'm honored to be here. I appreciate it, Christian.
Amen. Well, hey, at the end of the day, I am honored that both of y'all were able to make the time to be here. And I'm absolutely grateful because, hey, even though y'all are my family, you know, there's other things you could be doing with your time. But what I will say is that you being here, I know that it's going to impact at least one person out there outside of me, because it's impacted me big time. But outside of me, you know, the people out there is what is really most important to me. That people out there who can really benefit are impacted from this. So you guys, like I said, exceeded my expectations. And I knew you would, just because you guys are outstanding fathers yourselves. So I will continue to look up to y'all. And at the end of the day, the last thing that I want to put out there for everybody and for us is that, hey, fatherhood is a journey, but it's not a journey that you have to walk alone, right? And so that's what we're trying to also create here with Ripple Effect Fatherhood, is a community of fathers that can lean on one another, right? And so as we continue on in this journey and growing this nonprofit, we will absolutely have an environment where fathers can lean on other fathers, whether it be some kind of social media platform or whatever, just for questions, advice, wisdom, whatever the case may be. So anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna let y'all get back to your families. Ariel, you got three, and your queen waiting on you. And I know Rayleigh's like, hey, come on, man, TikTok. So, but for all our viewers out there, definitely follow us on social media. Instagram is at re.fatherhood. Facebook page is on the way. LinkedIn page is on the way. But obviously, if you're here, you already know that we have our YouTube page, Ripple Effect Fatherhood. Go check out our other interviews. They're all just highlighting amazing dads like these two. So at the end of the day, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a wonderful night. And as always, thank you for being here.
No problem, bro.
All right, fellas.